You need 5 colors for this pattern: red, white, black, and 2 different shades of green. There are 4 rows in this pattern that repeat over and over until the bracelet is long enough to fit your wrist. Tie the strings together to start the bracelet with a knot. Don't forget to leave about 3 or 4 inches at the end of the bracelet so you can tie this on later. Use tape or a clipboard to secure the bracelet while you work, and then line up the strings to match the order that you see in the first row of the pattern. First, I'm moving everything over except the first pair of strings so that you can see exactly what I'm working on. The first bubble in this pattern is dark green, so the knot is going to be formed with this dark green string. And the arrow goes forward first and then backwards. So we're going to be forming a forward-backward knot. So let's do the forward part first. I'm going to take the string on the left and I'm going to cross it over the string on the right, and that makes a 4. That's how you can remember a forward knot. First, you form a 4. After crossing the left string over the right, I'm going to bring the tail of this string around the back of the 4, and then I'm going to bring it up through this loop. And the last thing I need to do is tighten. So I'm just going to pull all the way up, and as I'm pulling up, I'm leaving this other strand completely straight. It's not going to move the whole time. So I'm just pulling it to tighten, and that is the forward part of the knot. So that was the forward part of the knot, and now we have to go backward. So I'm still going to use this dark green string, but now I'm forming a backward 4. So I'm going to cross it over the light green string like this to form a backward 4, and then I'm going to bring it underneath and up through this loop. And then I'm just going to pull it up to tighten it. And again, this stays straight the whole time, and now I'm done with my knot. Because I went forward then backward, these 2 strings didn't switch order, so we still have dark green first and light green next. And for the whole bracelet, these 2 are going to stay in the same place. The dark green, the light green, and the white actually stay in the same place for the whole bracelet. That's how we get the watermelon rind. Okay. I'm going to move this pair over, and we're going to move over to the next pair, where we've got white on the left and red on the right. This is also a forward-backward knot, but this time we're using a white string over a red string. So I'm going to do the forward part first. I'm crossing the white over the red to form a forward 4, and then I'm bringing it around the back and up through the loop, and then I'm just going to pull to tighten. And now I'll do the backward part. I'm crossing the white over the red to form a backward 4, and then I'm going to bring it around the back and up through the loop, and then I'm just going to tighten it up. All right, same deal. Like the first pair, these 2 didn't switch places. I still have white on the left and red on the right, and now we're going to move over to the next pair. We've got 2 red strings and a red bubble, so you might be confused about which string to pick up to form this knot. The arrow starts over on the right side of the bubble, which means we're going to be using the string on the right. And this is a backward forward knot. We're going to take this string on the right because that's where the arrow starts, and we're going to form a backward 4. So I'm crossing it over to form a backward 4. I am bringing it around the back, and I am pulling it up through the loop and then tightening. And now we're going to do the forward portion. So I'm going to cross the same string over the top to make a forward 4. I'm bringing it around the back, pulling it up through the loop, and then I am tightening. And now for the last pair on this row, we've got a black bubble, so we're forming a black knot, and we're going forward then backward. So I'm taking the black string, placing it over the red to form a forward 4, bringing it around the back, up through the loop, and then I am tightening. And now we're going to go backward. So I'm taking the black over the red to form a backward 4. I'm bringing it around the back, up through the loop, and then I am going to tighten. And that is the first row. I'm going to line my strings back up so you can see the order. This is the order your string should be in at the start of row 2. When you see a string that doesn't feed into a bubble, you're going to skip over it. The dark green won't be forming a knot in this row, so we're just going to leave it to the side, and then the red at the very end is also not going to be in this row, so I'm just leaving these strings out and focusing on everything else. So I'm going to move everything to the side so we can see the first pair that we're going to work on, which is lime green and white. And since the bubble is lime green, we're going to take the lime green and we're going to go forward first and then backward. So forming the forward 4, we're bringing it around up through the loop and then tightening. And now we're going to go backward. So we're taking the lime green, placing it over the white to make a backward 4. We're going to bring it around the bottom through the loop and tighten. And those do not switch places. We've still got lime green on the left, white on the right, and we're going to grab the next pair. This is a forward knot, and we're starting with the string on the left. As you can see, the arrow comes from the left side of the bubble, so we're taking the string on the left, placing it over the string on the right to make a forward 4. We're bringing it around the back, up through the loop, and tightening. And we'll do that one more time, left over right to make a forward 4, bringing it around, and tightening. And now we're going to take the next pair. This is also a forward knot. Again, we're going to take the string on the left. This one's easy because we've got red and black, but the bubble is red, so we know we're going to be grabbing our red string. We're going to place it over to make a forward 4, bring it around the back, up through the loop, and we're going to tighten. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take left over right to make a forward 4, bringing it around the back, and we're going to tighten. And as I said before, we're going to leave this last string out because it doesn't feed into a bubble. This is the order you should have at the start of row 3, and this row is going to use up every single string. Nothing gets left out. So again, I'm going to move everything over to the side so that you can see what I'm focusing on. And to start with, we've got our dark green and our light green. Our first knot is going to be dark green, and it's a forward backward knot. So we're going to take the dark green, place it over the light green to make a forward 4. We're going to bring it around the back, up through the loop, and then we're going to tighten. And I'm going to go backward now. So I'm taking dark green over the light green, but now we've got our backward 4. I'm going to bring it through the loop, and then I'm going to tighten. And now I'm going to move that pair over, and we've got this white and red pair. We're doing another forward backward knot, so I'm going to take white over red to make the forward 4. We're going to go around the back, up through the loop, and tighten. And now we are going to make a backward knot, so we're taking the white over the red to make a backward 4. We're going to bring it around through the loop and tighten. With our next pair, we're making a black knot, and it's going to go backward, then forward. So we're going to take black over red to make the backward 4. We're going to bring it around and through the loop, and then we're going to tighten. And now the forward part, we're taking black over red to make a forward 4. We're going to bring it around up through the loop, and we're going to tighten. And the last pair in this row will make a forward knot, and the arrow is coming from the left side, so we're going to grab the string on the left and we're going to make a forward 4. We're going to bring it around and we're going to tighten, and we're just going to do that one more time. We're going to take left over right to make a forward 4. We're going to bring it around and we're going to tighten. We've made it to the last row. I love how short this pattern is. It's just 4 rows that repeat over and over again. This is the easiest type of pattern in my opinion. So let's do the last row. Okay. For this last row, we've got 2 strands that we're leaving out again, and I'm gonna move everything over so that we can focus on our first pair. We've got lime green and white. We're going forward, then backward. So we're gonna take the lime green, we're gonna place it over the white to make a forward 4. We're gonna bring it around the back, up through the loop, and we're gonna tighten. And now we're going backward. So we're gonna take lime green over white to make a backward 4. We're gonna bring it around, up through the loop, and we're going to tighten. We'll move those two over, and now we're going to focus on our red pair, and this is a backward forward knot. If you're confused about which red string to grab, look to where the arrow starts. It's starting over on the right, so we're going to grab the string on the right, and the first thing we're going to do is go backward. So we're going to form a backward 4. We're going to bring it around the back, up through the loop, and we're going to tighten, and now we're going forward. So I'm going to form a forward 4. We're going to bring it around the back, up through the loop, and tighten. And then the last knot is going to be a backward knot. And we're going to grab our red string, we're going to place it over black to make a backward 4. And then we're going to bring it around the back, up through the loop, and we're going to tighten. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to form a backward 4. We're going to bring it around, up through the loop, and tighten. And that is all 4 rows. When you get to the end, your strings should be in the same order as they were in row 1. And now you can just start over and repeat this process over and over again until your bracelet is long enough. I chose this pattern because it's only 4 rows, and the last video I did was a 12-row pattern with a lot more knots, and that video was over 30 minutes long. So I wanted to do something short and sweet this time. I hope you liked it. If you want to request a specific pattern from Bracelet Book or from any other online source, you can just leave me a link or the pattern number in a comment down below, and I'll take a look at it. I hope you enjoyed this watermelon bracelet pattern. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.